Hello my crochet friends, this is Lady Jana and welcome back to my channel. Today will be a crochet video. I purchased these rainbow jellyfish family from Temu. What I like about this is the colors. There's lots of different rainbow colors I'm going to be showing you. I am hopeful that this will be a crochet friendly project so that anybody can do this, even beginners. But again, if you are a complete beginner, you've never done stitches before, start by learning your stitches, then you can make these projects. Okay, so this is our, oh, okay, I see this. This handicraft DIY. I love these little books. Love them, love them, love them. It teaches everything. So we'll look at it and see if it's going to teach us stitches, which I'm pretty sure it will, but we still need to look at it. This is the rainbow jellyfish family. You've got the rainbow mother or father, and you've got a little kid. If we look inside, we've got all of the instructions, just like all of the other kits. Since this was purchased on Temu, the prices changes all the time on Temu. It's anywhere between $8 and $12 Canadian that I paid. This is a little handicraft book that I'm very familiar. It looks familiar. It shows you how to do all of the stitches. It shows you how to hold your yarn. So if you've never crocheted before and you like to learn, one of these little booklets is actually very good because it teaches you how to do all of the stitches. So contrary from what I told you before, if you've never stitched or if you've never crocheted before and you'd like to learn, buy this kit because it comes with this. Any kit that comes with a handicrafts and shows you how to crochet, how to do each stitch is a good place to start. However, a lot of these things you can find free online. You don't have to buy a kit. Look at the pretty colors. I love these colors. And also you've got your complete accessories, glue stick. And normally the glue sticks are for the eyes. These are, I would say, normal eyes. I would glue the eyes. So there's different sizes. And then you've got your crochet hook. This is a 2mm crochet hook. Normally we get a 2.5mm hook, or if it's a 2mm hook, it does not look like this. It looks a little bit different. Then you've got your very important stitch markers. You've got some straight pins. I like this little containers for the straight pins. Love them. Yarn needle, you've got 2 plastic ones and 1 metal one. And also this little flower is a threader. So very important if you have some issues threading your yarn through the eye of a needle. And also these, oh, they come with it. These are the little plastic, these are the safety that attaches behind the eyes. Normally you don't get those, and then again so this is all part of the crochet kit. So this is why I would say beginner friendly. I don't know if there is a website. So I just found this a little QR code. So hopefully this will be the instructions for the jellyfish. Okay, let's go to the website. And yes, so you've got all of the how to crochet this jellyfish. So this is very helpful. This is nice to have. So if you're a beginner and you want to look at the step-by-step, you can do this. So basically for me, for my video, what I'm going to do is I will give you some sort of instructions, but not a complete tutorial, because you can actually find it online. Let's get started. I would like to start by saying, if you've never crocheted before, that this is your first project, I don't believe it's the best way to start. You first need to learn your stitches, how to recognize your abbreviation, and how to read a pattern. So if this is your very first project and you've never stitched before, you need to learn how to do a slip knot, a magic ring, single crochet, double crochet, half double crochet, and a slip stitch, and a chain, and also a foundation chain. Those are the basic things you need to learn. This is one of the easiest I've ever done. One other easy project for beginners is this little bee. This is free, it's online. But again, you need to know how to do your stitches. But you have to start somewhere. So don't start with these kits, because these are written a little bit differently than this was written, I believe. And these sometimes can be a little bit harder to grasp or to read. Let's start from the beginning, because I've had some comments about how to read this. And you do have some explanation how to read each line. So you've got your row. This is the round, this is row. At the end of the line, you've got your total amount of stitches that you should have on that row. And also, these are the stitches you have to make. And also, you've got your abbreviation. R for row, SK for skip, RDN for round, CH for chain. These you need to know. Or you can refer to this when you're doing your project. Let's start with a small jellyfish. This is how to do a small jellyfish. I should not be showing you guys this because this is a paid pattern. I should not be showing you the whole project, but that's what it is. I mean, it's not that long to make. It's easy to make, but you need to be able to read this. So if we look at row 1, so this is R1 for row 1. You need to know how to do a magic ring. If you don't know how to do a magic ring, or if you don't know how to do a certain type of stitches, you can refer to these guide. This is the one that I received with this project, and I also received some of these in other projects. These will help you and show you how to do the stitches. Now, the magic ring in this booklet or in this one is the same, and it's a little bit more difficult to understand how to do a magic ring than some YouTube videos or other how-to sites how to do a magic ring. Now, within that magic ring, it does like a circle, and you do your first chain. Then in the ring, you continue with 8 single crochet. Once you're done with your single crochet, you will do a slip stitch in the first single crochet you made, not the chain, but the first single crochet you made, and that ends your magic ring. The second row, you're going to chain 1. You're going to do an 8 increase. 8 increase means you're going to do 2 single crochet in each stitch around. So you had 8 stitches, and at the end of this row, you're going to end up with 16. When you do the slip stitch, you're going to do the slip stitch into the first single crochet, not the chain. Now, while you're doing this, it's important to, on your first single crochet you make, you add a stitch marker. These are very important so you know exactly where you are. You don't have to guess. No guesswork here. You have to know exactly where you are. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be showing you slowly how to do a magic ring, and then how to do a few of these rows. Let's start by showing you the first few rows, and then I'll explain the decrease at the end. Magic ring, I use these 2 fingers. So I wrap my yarn around my 2 fingers like this, and now I hold the 2 yarns together. Okay, I take my hook and I go under both yarns, and then I pick up this one under. Oops. I pick up this one and I go under, and then I bring it over and to this part. I grab it and I go through the small little opening like this, and then if I let go, I've got, this is my magic ring. Now you have to hold everything together. This is a little tricky part, like this. Okay, let me just see if I can show you again. Wrap around your finger and then hold it. Take your crochet hook under, grab, under, then over, and then there's a little opening right here. In it, then you grab and you go over, you go through the little opening, and then you have to hold everything together. This is your, now there are other ways. This is how I like to do it. At first I was not very comfortable in making magic rings. There are other things you can do besides a magic ring, but I got used to it and I prefer to do the magic ring. Once your magic ring is done, then it's telling you to do one chain. So you're going to do a chain. A chain is basically you yarn over and then you pull through your loop. That's your chain. After, you need to do 6 single crochet. So a single crochet, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be going into your loop, grab your yarn, pull through the loop with a ring, yarn over and pull through 2. This is your first single crochet. Try not to make it too tight. Mine are a little bit too tight right now, but I'm just going to show you. So since I've done my first single crochet, I'm going to place a stitch marker to indicate this is my single crochet. And then I have 7 more to do. Again, same thing. Into your ring, yarn over, through your ring, then yarn over again and pull through both loops. Now I've got 2 made. Again, into the ring, yarn over through the loop, yarn over and pull through. And continue until you have all of the required single crochet. Okay, so let me just count. I didn't count. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 5, 6, 7, and 8. So this is how it looks like right now. The next step is you have to close your ring. The way that I do this is I grab both ends, this end and that end, and I'm going to pull the tail, but the tail you have to remove from the ring first, like this. Okay, then I grab both ends and then I pull. Don't pull too tight, just like leave some space so you can work. See how? Now, before you do your next row, you still need to do your you still need to do your slip stitch. Like I said, the slip stitch, you don't do the slip stitch into the chain, you do the slip stitch in your first single crochet, which I marked. That's why I marked it, to make sure. I'm going to place my crochet hook inside that stitch. Don't forget to grab both loops inside that stitch. A slip stitch is yarn over and pull through right away both loops. That is your slip stitch. Now you're done. Now you've got 8 single crochet around. If we look at row 2, you need to do 1 chain and then 8 increase. So you're going to do 1 chain, and in each of these stitches you're going to do 2 single crochet. Do your chain, yarn over into the loop, so that's your chain, and in this next stitch, a stitch has 2 loops. In this next stitch you go into the stitch, yarn over through the stitch, yarn over again and pull through. This is a single crochet and you're going to mark it. So a stitch has 2 loops. Make sure that when you place your stitch marker, it's through both loops. This yarn is a little bit more tiny. If you're not used to crocheting, I would use the same pattern, but get yourself larger yarn, like a number 4 weight yarn, number 5 weight yarn. Use a different hook. To know which hook to use to start with, look at the label on the yarn. It will tell you which size hook to use. You can either use the exact size that's indicated or just a size below. Another single crochet in the same stitch, like right here. Again, since this is so tiny, it's hard to see. Now I've got 2. Okay, let's do this again. Into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, then go back into the same stitch. If you pull a little bit on your yarn, you will see that tiny hole. Into the stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. Go to the next stitch. Into that stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, again in the same stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, and then you do this all around. Once you're done your row, you need to count all your stitches and you should have 16. So now we're ready to do row 3. So if you look at row 3, chain 1, then it says single crochet, increase 8 times, slip stitch. At the end you'll have 24 stitches. Now one thing, the chain 1 never counts as a stitch. You never count it unless specified in different patterns, but in this case you do not count the chain as a single crochet. So the way to read this, the first stitch you do a single crochet, the second stitch you're going to do an increase, and an increase is 2 single crochet in a same stitch, and you do this 8 times. You do this all around. I'm going to remove my stitch marker. Don't forget to do the slip stitch first, because on row 2 you needed to do a slip stitch. This is my first stitch. This. Then row 3, we do chain 1. And our pattern is single crochet and then increase, which means in this stitch I'm going to do a single crochet, in the next stitch I'm going to do an increase, in this stitch a single crochet, increase, single crochet, increase, and you do this all around. Single crochet in this one, just 1. Don't forget to place your stitch marker. And then you increase in the next stitch. An increase is 2 single crochet in that stitch. 1, 2. Then we change stitches for 1 single crochet. We change stitches again for 2. 1, 2, and then 1, 1, 2. So you continue like this all around. So I just want to mention, if ever you do need a little bit more help, you have any other questions or leave it in the comment section. Maybe I'll do a more basic how-to and do videos about that, because if you have a question, if you're having issues with something, I'm pretty sure some other people are having the same issue. Now you continue this. So this was row number 3. Remove your stitch marker, do your slip stitch, and you should have 24 stitches. In row number 4, same type of situation. You chain 1, then you do 1 single crochet in the next stitches. The stitch after, you do an increase. You do this 6 times. This is your pattern. Continue with a slip stitch, and you should have 30 stitches. Same thing here. Chain 1, 2 single crochet in the next stitches, the stitch after an increase, and then you do 2 single crochet in the next stitches. Then you start over 2 single crochet, increase. You do this 6 times, you get 36. This one, you don't increase the same amount of stitch all around. You start with a chain. You do 36 stitch, 1 stitch in each stitch around. Finish up with your slip stitch, and you do this 3 times from row 6 to row 8. And in row 9, this is a decrease. I'll show you how to do the decrease. All my rows are done up to the row that we need to decrease. This is what I'm going to be showing you how to decrease. What is decreasing a stitch? Basically, is to crochet together 2 stitches. In our case, it's to single crochet 2 stitches together. And we do this 18 times. So we start off again with 1 chain, yarn over and into the loop. Now you need to crochet together 2 stitches. This is my first stitch, and that's my second stitch. The way that I like to decrease is to do an invisible decrease, which means I'm going to pick up the first loop of the stitch, the front loop, like this. Now a stitch is made out of 2 loops. If we look at this stitch right here, you can see there is the front loop and a back loop. It's a little bit harder to show you because of how tiny this is, but it is made of 2 loops. And to decrease, I pick up the front loop of the first stitch, the front loop of the second stitch. Now I have 3 loops on my crochet. I yarn over, I go through the first 2 loops. I yarn over and I go through 2 loops again. This is my decrease. This is my first one. And also you need to place a stitch marker. Okay, so let me just show you again. So you pick up your front loop, front loop again, yarn over into the first 2 loops, yarn over into 2 loops, and then you continue. Front loop, yarn over into 2 loops, yarn over into 2 loops, and then front loop, yarn over into 2 loops, yarn over into 2 loops. And this is done all around. And once we reach the end, you can count, there's 18 stitches all around. You do your slip stitch. Into your first single crochet. Slip stitch again is into your stitch, yarn over, and then you go through both loops like this. Now one thing I wanted to mention is I told you in the beginning they forgot the polyfill. Well, in this project there's no polyfill. This is how the jellyfish is made. it stays empty. We do have another row to do, which is row 10, FLO. This is, you have to work front loop only. You chain 5, you do a slip stitch in the next stitch, and you repeat chain 5, slip stitch, chain 5, slip stitch up until the end. So we chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we do a slip stitch into the next stitch, which is this one right here. And you have to remember the slip stitch is done in the front loop only. You don't use both loop, just the front loop, like I showed you before. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then into the front loop only. This front loop only. And this is a little tricky, so I just squeeze both loops together, yarn over and go through both. And sometimes it messes up, like it wants to mess up right now. It messed up. Okay, let's start over. Missing a loop, missing a chain, into, and then pull through both. There we go. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and to the front loop again. Ah. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, then into the front loop. Okay, and you continue like this all around. Yes, sometimes you can have difficulties, that's okay. Like you saw, I did have some little issues. Just keep at it, keep on going. This is your jellyfish. What's left to do are the tentacles. There's 6 of each color to do, and also to add the eyes. So this is the small jellyfish tentacle. In total, you have 30 to make. It's 6 tentacle per color, and it's only 1 row. You have to do a chain of 30. To make a chain of 30, you're going to do your slip knot first. And then you chain 30. 1, 2, 3,
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29.
30. So this is your chain. You cut your yarn, and then you pull through, and you do 6 of these. After all of the tentacles are done, you attach them to your jellyfish. Also, you do the eyes and mouth. So this is the example. Now it does come with video tutorial, so you can follow the video tutorial to attach your tentacles, to do your eyes, your mouth. The next thing we need to do is, which I have not done yet, is the big jellyfish. Now the big jellyfish is a little bit longer to do. It is color changes. Color changes are a little bit more advanced. So if you're complete beginner, maybe don't do the color changes. Maybe do the same, do a bigger but same color. Don't follow the color changes. Once you're comfortable, then you can do the color changes. In this booklet, it explains fairly well how to do the color changes. But it's exactly the same thing. Well, not exactly, there's more rows, but you follow the same type of pattern. Nothing new. So if ever you have any questions, you can ask in the comment section, and I will be back once once everything is done, everything is completed, and I'll give you my final thoughts. These are so cute. I can't believe it. I haven't shown you how to do the tentacles. You can look at the video they provided. I love, love, love these little babies. I have not viewed the video yet. Just to let you know, I decided to do what I thought, and it actually worked out. Like you can see, this is very, very pretty. For anybody that is starting doing these, I would use a larger yarn. Making these little babies with larger yarn, it will make larger jellyfish. I hope that you learned a little bit about crocheting today. For anybody that's completely new, don't forget to practice all of your stitching, practice reading the patterns. The patterns, depending on where you purchase the patterns, they will be written a little bit differently. So it's important for you to look at the handicrafts guide when it comes with it, and also the crochet booklet, which this came from, and it also explains how to read the pattern. If you notice, I only added the eyes. I thought it was cute, just the eyes, but you can actually add more if you want to. You can put a little nose and then add a little mouth and maybe little cheeks, but it's up to you. This was very, very enjoyable. I will be creating an Instagram account called Lydia Crochet. You can start searching for me. I don't think my account is up yet. I need to do a little bit more editing or changes inside it. I hope they enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have yourself a great day. Take care. See you in the next video. Bye.